name is Twanny boy, and I will make a difference if you let me. So I'm gonna make a difference tonight. And tonight I'm gonna get a little bit vulgar, but just be mindful because I'm just trying to get my artistic young media across, so I can do that. Thank you. Let me do my thing. And this is mainly based out to all the dudes out there who haven't been with a girl, and you got like all these like preemptive strikes about this girl. You try like, oh, I'm gonna use this one next, or I'm gonna hit this one next, and everything you use about her, she just deny it, and then you use the weakest shit possible you can ever think of, and she say yes. That shit kills me. So it's like I was giving her those last bit of directions on how to get to my home over the phone. She asked us, anyone home, will we be alone? I said, it's just me and you. She said, chill, but don't expect nothing. I said, trust me, babe, you won't detect nothing. But inside my conniving mind, I don't expect nothing but kissing, rubbing, and excessive touching, blowing, kissing, and excessive touching, headboard from the bed to the floor like my bed was running. Oh, yes, she's coming. Oh, shit, she's here. Game face on, time to make the crowd cheer as I turn my dreams into reality, because I go beast mode animality when I run my team with that home court mentality. See, this is my field, and I run shit. I passed too, but I never lost on some dumb shit. So just in case she thinks she can escape, and she tell me it's too early, then I say it's too late. Because just in case that welcome sign by the door you missed it, you were bound to be a statistic, and I am a madman, sexual, sadistic, evil, deviant, where I happen to be cannibalistic. Well, my approach for this one is a little more subtle. Just in case I make a move and she has a rebuttal, if I tell her to touch her bubble, if she move me, I'm in trouble, scope me out like the over to my rocks in the rubble. And this idea of defeat played in my head about 100 times as I pretended to watch this new movie that I've seen about 100 times, and then I started sizing her up. From her thighs to her butt. From her neck to her chest. From her chest to her neck. Then I waited for the dimmings of the light, then I strike. And my first move is called that tongue twist. That's when I lick her body in 3 places simultaneously, like my tongue split in 3s, and I sing her body surrender to me. And since I'm the cheese and she the mac, and I'm the mac and she the cheese, I reach for her slice and smack. You think you slick? And that shit played in my head about 1,000 times as I proceeded to watch this new movie that I've seen about 1,000 times, and of course, then I started sizing her up. From her thighs to her butt, from her neck to her chest, from her chest to her neck, and I waited for the dimmings of the light, and I strike it. This time I hit her with that passion ride. You know, that's when I make her feature her past collide, so I hold her like a father, then I strum her like her mother, beat her up like a brother, then I grind her like a lover. I seen her surrender her body to me, she gave it up to her lover, so I reached my rubber and smack! You won't be needing that. And that shit played in my head about 1,000,000 times till I said, fuck this movie, I've seen this shit about 1,000,000 times. And then I started sizing her up. From her thighs to her butt, from her neck to her chest, from her chest to her neck. And I'm not a rapist, so I know I had to leave her alone, but you know Willie got a mind of his own. Hey, so I picked up the phone, and I called a love doctor, half a mask on my face. I am Phantom of the Opera, because the fat lady is singing. The weather bill's gonna be ringing with this. See what happened next? She couldn't withstand because I was touching, blowing, picture, catching like a one-man band. See, I was kissing, blowing, touching, pinching, rubbing, pumping like a one-man band. And she surrendered her body to me, she couldn't withstand, so I pulled down her pants and she mule kicked my ass. Lost again, man. That shit played in my head about 1,000,000,000 times as I watched the credits end of this movie that I've seen about 1,000,000,000 times, and I ain't sized her up. From her thighs to her butt, from her neck to her chest, from her chest to her neck. Instead, I knew it was awkward as it was, I had to let it go, but I said, before you go, let me get 2 pumps and you can go. And something so asinine deserves an audience no, but of course that bitch said, 2 pumps and go slow. And I said, you mean to tell me after all that shit, after that tongue twist, that passion ride and all that shit, after that nibble punching, that tipple pitching, I like that shit. I was wrestling So what happened next, she really couldn't withstand because she said 2 pumps, and so I was 1-2 in that bitch. 1-2 in that bitch, and she stopped me, of course, and said, I said 2 pumps, what you think, you sled? And I said, you must be a fly if you fell for that shit. So I really don't need to explain what happened next. It was the best sex known to humanity possible, and y'all laughing in the crowd like, me begging for 2 pumps was trite, but 2 pumps saved my life, because who knew I would beg that woman for 2 pumps for begging that same woman to become my wife? Will you marry me, life?